the monster. Oof. That's a badass guy he beat too. Broke him down. Ooh.
Culminating with Moses' performance against a guy who's never ever been stopped. Tough guy. Caught him with a good shot as well. Caught him on the whiskers. And he was very, when you look, he's just turned 21 and you look at his composure, his professionalism, and how he went about his job, just broke him down. And the shots he stopped him with at the end, they were just phenomenal.
Did you expect the fight to go like that?
I did, but yeah, it was good.
Mike Tyson didn't hold back while reacting to Moses Itauma's brutal knockout of Jermaine Franklin, calling the young fighter truly scary.
Tackles look like that. Just as good.
He looks like a f***ing pop star.
Oh, wait till he get on these
The most efficient hunting machine.
From the opening bell, Moses Itauma came out aggressively, using his speed and sharp combinations to pressure Jermaine Franklin, who struggled to keep up with the younger fighter's pace. Itauma controlled the early rounds, repeatedly backing Franklin into corners and landing clean shots.
Jermaine Franklin in round 5, it was brutal, it was hard, he even gave him a little slip punch after the knockout.
Mike Coppinger praised Moses Itauma as he tweeted, "What a knockout. Blistering left uppercut sends Jermaine Franklin flat on his face in round 5. Moses Itauma, impossible to overhype him right now the way he looks." Jermaine Franklin admitted that he drifted away from his original strategy. Instead of staying disciplined and defensive, Franklin got drawn into exchanges, allowing Itauma to dictate the pace and land damaging shots that ultimately led to the knockout.
Coach's game plan, I got caught with a punch. I got dropped. I feel like I could have got up, but they stopped the fight.
Where do you feel you go from here?
I mean, the sky's the limit. I've never been a quitter, so it's just back.
Fabio Wardley gave a blunt and telling reaction after watching Moses Itauma destroy Jermaine Franklin, focusing on just how dangerous the performance really was. Wardley praised the referee's decision to stop the fight, stressing that Franklin was clearly hurt and needed protecting rather than being allowed to continue.
Yeah, look, fantastic performance. Fantastic performance. Won every round, beat them apart, up, down, mixed it up. Body, head, just showed everything we knew, but with a little bit more on top as well. And then obviously got the clean finish, single punch knockout finish. No one else has been able to do that to Jermaine Franklin.
Did you expect the fight to go like that?
Yeah, to be honest, I predicted round 6.
Yeah.
I said 6-7 is what I said, because I knew Franklin was a tough man. You're gonna have to wear him a bit and break him down and wear him through and do a bit more with him. So yeah, it went pretty much how I had it.
And what do you make of Moses' general performance? You know, he got tagged a couple times. What do you make of it?
Yeah, look, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You're not going to swim without getting wet, and that comes with stepping up the levels, and that's what tonight was about.
He highlighted that in moments like that, a fighter's safety comes first, even over pride, saying it's the referee's job to save you from yourself.
Look, he's up there with some of the best. He's ranked number 1 with the WBA and WBO for a reason. He is up there with the top boys.
Do you think that he could win a world title? You know, obviously, you've got one yourself. Do you think he can win one within 2026?
Look, boxing, yes, but boxing's a funny game. It's political. There's landscapes. There's certain ways you have to maneuver to get there to a world title shot. But yeah, look, if the opportunity was put in front of him to fight for a world title, then yeah, I definitely think he would.
Aside from yourself, do you think there's anyone in the heavyweight division that can beat Moses?
Sorry?
Aside from yourself, do you think there's anyone who you think can beat Moses?
I think the only real question mark lies around Alexander Usyk. That's one to be seen, one we don't know. But aside from that, again, along the rides, I think if he gets the right growth, the right type of fights.
Boxing content creator Hamza Ahmed shared a ringside view of the fight, saying if Moses Itauma can carry this on, especially against a top opponent like Filip Hrgovic, it would be very impressive. Jermaine Franklin showed a very good chin and was durable, but Itauma landed a nasty, vicious uppercut to knock him out in round 5. Promoter Frank Warren was full of praise after Itauma's dominant knockout win, making it clear he believes the young heavyweight is already on the brink of something special.
Another Moses Itauma knockout. This is just Queensbury, right?
It is. I mean, you know, this roller coaster we're on, it's not it's not gone up. It's going. We're flying at the moment, and it was just a fabulous night. Great concept, Magnificent Seven. Great fights all the way through, culminating with Moses' performance against the guy who's never...
Frank Warren explained that the plan is to keep Moses Itauma active, with another fight expected soon while the heavyweight division reshuffles around world titles. He suggested that with champions potentially vacating belts or facing mandatory defenses, Itauma could step into a world title fight as early as 2026.
For a moment, and your mindset going into this fight, this campaign, since this fight was signed, you know that you've got a great fighter on your hands here, but at the same time, you've got to manage him, you've got to go through his career properly, and you put fighters like this and you think, he could give him a test, take him the distance, and he could make it a horrible, ugly fight, and maybe Moses doesn't, but you've got to put him through that. Leading up to this, how did you feel coming up towards fight night, confidence-wise, that Moses wouldn't just win, but shine?
I've got a lot of belief in him, and I believe that, we're good at is matchmaking. We're good bringing, youngsters through, young fighters in their career, and it was good matchmaking, and I felt that, the speed that he's got, the punch power he's got, and he's got a good boxing brain, and I think people underestimate.
He also emphasized that this win over Jermaine Franklin, who had never been stopped before, proved Moses Itauma is ready for the next level, reinforcing his belief that a big fight is coming very soon.
Did that, and he boxed extremely well, as I say, and showed a lot of professionalism in the way he went about his job, and done it in style. You can't do it no better than the way it ends.
We can talk superlatives in the ring of Moses Itauma all night. I was impressed watching him here in the press conference because he speaks like I didn't speak like that when I was 21, Frank.
Sure, isn't he? He's got a good head on his shoulder. He's very articulate. He's sensible. He doesn't. He's not boastful. He's quite respectful about boxing and the people boxing. He doesn't have to shout and make a noise to be seen. He does what he has to do in the ring, where he gets paid to do it, and the rest of it is just. I don't think even if he had his way, I don't think he'd even do press conferences. That's not the way he is. But
Daniel Dubois gave a calm but telling reaction to Moses Itauma's brutal knockout. Clearly impressed by the young star's power and precision, he acknowledged the finish was serious and showed Itauma is a real threat, but also hinted he's ready for that challenge himself, showing respect without backing down.
Franklin, what did you make of that?
Yeah, what a shot. Yeah, put that together well.
A lot of people expected the fight to end in the first 3 rounds. It went a little bit longer. What did you make of Moses in the first half of the fight?
Coming on well. I mean, yeah. Interesting.
You've got a big fight yourself, Fabio Wardley had a face-off. How's training been going for that?
Perfect. It's been going really well. I'm excited. I can't wait.
And when you were young, obviously you've proved a lot in the heavyweight division. You've won the world title. Moses Itauma is highly touted, just like you were. Do you see similarities in yourself?
Yeah, he's on his path, and he's looking good.
Do you think your paths could ever collide?
Eventually, I think anything can happen. So, but I've got to take care of business first.
Do you see any weaknesses in Itauma's game?
I'm not going to give him away if I do.
Alexander Usyk, one of the most technically sound boxers of this generation, didn't hold back his admiration for Moses Itauma. In a recent interview, Usyk praised Moses as a great young fighter and emphasized his strength and maturity inside the ring.
The young, 20 years, yeah?
20.
Yeah, 20 years. I think Itauma have...
Former world champion Amir Khan has also spoken positively about Moses Itauma, saying the young heavyweight clearly has a great future ahead of him and looks fearless stepping into the ring with bigger, more experienced opponents despite his age. Khan believes that while Itauma is still developing, his willingness to challenge established fighters already sets him apart from many prospects and shows the kind of mindset that could take him far in the sport.
Itauma, I mean, he knew that he can get him out, and he got him out straight away. I mean, I think no one expected it to finish that quick.
Speed kills, as you know.
Speed kills, and he had but not only the speed, he had the power with that, and the accuracy was on point. But I think it just shows how strong Itauma is and how powerful he is. He is a big threat in heavyweight boxing.
Do you know what's frightening?
What?
He's 20 years old.
Nothing that, bro. That's baby. He's a baby in the sport still, and he's only going to get bigger, stronger, and he's going to mature. So you know what? I think he's got a bright future in front of him. I'm sure he's going to keep on training hard, working hard, and yeah, man, I think he's got a great future.
Moses Itauma's coach and team have highlighted the young heavyweight's serious commitment to learning the sport, not just physically, but intellectually. Itauma doesn't see boxing as a set of punch-for-punch exchanges. He studies how great fighters operate, often watching classic fights and reflecting on elite techniques, helping him build a deeper understanding of movement, timing, and strategy that goes beyond just training routines. This thoughtful approach sets him apart from typical prospects. It speaks to a disciplined mindset and intense focus rarely seen at just 21 years old, giving him both mental and technical depth as he climbs toward elite competition.
Mike Tyson loved the game, would always study fighters of the past, etc. Moses has that same love for it.
Does he?
Yeah, like we'll send him his sparring at 2 a.m. He'll be texting us clips like, is this more what you want?
He's a student.
Yeah, he absolutely loves it. And that's that, along with his maturity at his age.
Very composed, isn't he? Very composed. Yeah.
That is what is allowing him to achieve what he's achieving at such a young age.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of...
His coach shared that even in brutal minus 15 degrees Celsius winter conditions, Moses Itauma didn't skip a single run. He kept up his grueling 1,000-meter hill runs without hesitation. That kind of mindset separates future champions from casual contenders. While others may rest, Moses trains harder. It's that level of obsession and work ethic that makes analysts and veterans believe he's destined for greatness.
I wore my uncle's trainers and I didn't really have no running clothes, and I wore his work clothes. Yeah, it's quite hard because it's also like 1,000 meter altitude, which makes it even harder with the snow, the altitude. And I actually slipped on this run as well because it's icy.
It's very honest of you to say. And what temperature?
Boxing analysts have been overwhelmingly impressed with Moses Itauma's rise, saying he's not just another talented young fighter, but a true future star of British boxing. After his latest knockout, pundits note that at just 21, he's already showing levels of speed, precision, and ring IQ most boxers don't reach even in their late 20s, suggesting he could be a world champion sooner rather than later. Observers emphasize that the hype isn't empty. His performances, including dominant finishes and tactical control, are the real reasons experts believe he has all the tools to become one of the next big names in the sport.
Presenting an award at the MOBO Awards, I think the PR stuff is really coming on very well. We've got to remember he is just 20 years old. What was Anthony Joshua doing at 20 years old? You know, what was Tyson Fury doing at 20 years old? I don't think he was necessarily holding court at presses like that or going on Graham Norton. This is a young man with a long career. He's going to win a lot of belts, and he's going to...
Legendary trainer Teddy Atlas had a balanced take on Moses Itauma. While he sees the potential, he also offered honest advice. Moses must keep fighting top-tier opponents and continue sharpening his skill set. According to Atlas, raw power isn't enough. Moses needs to keep learning, gaining experience, and building his mental and tactical toolbox. That's how champions are truly made. He believes that if Moses stays grounded and works smart, he'll rise to the very top. Atlas's message is clear. Don't rush, don't lose focus, and never stop improving. And Moses seems to be on that exact path.
On what you're doing, forming him, developing him as the best fighter he can be. Not just a puncher, but a complete fighter. Not just a meteor across the sky that's streaking right now, but a planet. Someone with staying power, someone that can have longevity, with substance, and that comes with experience. That comes with fighting better guys. It's time to start now. You got everyone's attention. Now you got to start fighting the kind of guys that will make you that planet. That when your day comes, when the moment comes, and it's coming, but when it comes, you'll be ready. The most important questions are for the fighter himself. Can he depend on himself? Do I belong? When I get to that next level, can I feel sure that I belong, that I'm ready, that I can sniff that rarefied air and I won't faint from it? You know, that's a big part of developing a fighter, that the fighter knows that they can depend on themselves, that they're ready for the moments that are coming. And that only comes from fighting increasingly better. You do it the right way. You do it properly. You don't do it in a rush. You don't do it where you make mistakes. But you gradually increase the competition with durable guys. I like to do it with durable guys who...
Spencer Oliver has pointed out that fans have only scratched the surface of how scary good Moses Itauma can be based on his explosive performances so far. Oliver has often talked about how Itauma's speed, power, and natural ability make him a serious force in the heavyweight division. But he also stresses that the real test comes against seasoned contenders like Dillian Whyte. A fight with Whyte, Oliver says, isn't just another name on the resume. It's a benchmark that will show whether Itauma's skills are truly world-class, or if there are areas he still needs to prove under pressure.
We're talking about someone here who I believe is a super talent, not if he wins a world heavyweight title, but when he wins a world heavyweight title. And fortunately for Moses Itauma, he has the right man behind him in Frank Warren, because he knows how to guide the careers and take the right fights at the right time. And they feel that this is the right timing now for Dillian Whyte, who's not looked particularly good in his last couple of fights, but we know that he's heavy-handed and we know that he'll come and give it everything, because he knows it's last chance saloon for him. He needs the victory here. So, look, we find out just how good Moses Itauma is, I think, on the 16th of August when he boxes Dillian Whyte, because I think he wins it and wins it in style. But everyone they put in front of him so far is just dismantled. I think this kid's going to go on and win.
After the brutal knockout of Jermaine Franklin, Moses Itauma's immediate reaction was a mix of satisfaction and focus on what's next. Itauma showed respect for Franklin's toughness, noting that Franklin had never been stopped before and was a tough test, but insisted he stuck to his game plan and executed it perfectly. The British heavyweight made it clear that this performance was part of his ongoing journey toward bigger goals, expressing confidence in his skills and a desire to keep challenging himself against top competition. His composed post-fight interview reflected both pride and hunger for future opportunities.
Drilled something for so long, and like I said, I'd rather be 100% mentally and only 80% or 70% physically than the other way around. Mind games. Mind games. So we've come, like we're here, innit? We're here. I don't know what to say, honestly. I'm appreciative. Like I said, when obviously my mum decided to obviously come to the UK, and there was a period of time I stopped boxing. I realized that my mum made so many sacrifices.
Do you think he's the next big heavyweight sensation? Or should he take on tougher opponents first? Share your thoughts in the comments below.